Good morning, great, fantastic morning. Yes, it's me, y'all. Edwina B, known as Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Yes, today is a very exciting, marvelous day. Why? Because 35 plus years ago, my God delivered me from underneath a parked car and my addiction of alcoholism, cocaine, crack, prostitution and mental illness. But look at me today because of His grace and His mercy. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, and now I see. Your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to praise you and thank you too, for it was your grace and your mercy that brought me through. Thank you, Lord, for choosing me. Yes, I know I have been chosen. Why? Because I'm sitting here before you and you're having a conversation that's authentic and transparent. Because my God, who I didn't know 35 years ago, who I know just a little bit more about now, because I have a personal relationship with Him, and He directed me to the spiritual program of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes. Spiritual principles, tools, and resources within a spiritual fellowship. I'm so happy that I was chosen to be prepared, molded, and shaped to be sitting here before you to let you know if He did it for me, He can do it for you. Have you had your one and only knee bowing experience? Well, guess what? Keep living. It's coming. It's coming. Mine was on that early morning February the 22nd of 1990, when I cried out to this God who I thought was a punishing God, help me, whoever they say you are, take me out this life or show me a better way. To God be the glory. So, with that, I want to take this time out to thank my God first and foremost. Then I want to thank the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous for their spiritual principles, traditions, and concepts, steps, any and all things that's inclusive of the spiritual journey of recovery. And so I know now that I was chosen, and I know now that I am serving my God because His gift to me was sobriety. And my gift back to Him is to stay sober and to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety, which is why I want to invite you this evening now at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Savings Time, right? And I want to bring to you information about how this God that I served brought me through, right? And why He brought me through is to be here with you. And so tonight, right, at 6:30, right, Eastern Savings Time, I want you to join me on my Zoom presentation that's free. From recovery, I've emerged empowered only to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. And so I'm going to share with you my journey before, during, and now, how this God that I love and who am learning more about by achieving my doctorate in biblical studies, just to learn more about Him y'all, who met me where I was underneath that parked car. And because of my cry, because of that one and only knee bowing experience, He heard me and He set me on a pathway to spiritual experiences, awakenings, and an unlimited amount of spiritual breakthroughs. So I want you to take this information down, right? I want you to take this information down. So copy the link or go to Edwina Bell Facebook page, and you will see the link That's on my flyer for you to join. I'm going to be posting it all day because guess what, y'all? Guess what? If it's just one person, if it's just one person, if it's just one person, God's job is done. God's job is done. And I'm so glad that I was chosen. I was chosen. I was chosen, and he knows I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. He knows that I'm authentic and transparent because the truth has and will set me free. And I want to give you information that can help set you free too. So join me tonight, if you will. This won't be the last invitation I have, but it's my very first. Thank you to Dr. Sonia Strickland, right, of P3 Global. I want to thank the Uiz family, right, with their 5 agreements. I want to thank the late Dr. Benjamin Twimby Brown for allowing me and preparing me to be sitting here before you today. It was because of him that I'm on this network, that I'm sharing with you just the way I am. I want to thank my pastor, Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock, and my first lady, Dr. Debbie Bullock. I love them. I love them. I love them. And I love my church family. I had a disdain for the church, right? I had a disdain for the pastors, and I definitely had a disdain for those who are in the church. But God set me free. He set me free and put me on the pathway to spiritual recovery to learn more from this religious aspect of it. And Dr. Bullock, if you're listening to me, Debbie Bullock, if you're listening to me, I thank God. I thank God. I thank God for directing me to you and what you have to offer. You have contributed for the last 19 of my 35 years to add to my spiritual progress, my spiritual development, and my spiritual wisdom. I will not let any weapon formed against me prosper because God made that promise. So thank you. Thank you, Canaan Baptist Church. Thank you, Dr. Benjamin Trimby Brown. Thank you, the Louise family. Thank you, Dr. Sonia Strickland from uh, 3 Global University. And thank you. I want to thank you. Yes, you. I want to thank you because of these last 34 going on, well, 35 years today, I have come before you in one way, shape, form, or fashion. That when you suffer from co occurring disorders, it is not a final diagnosis. No, it's not. You, like me, can be set free from mental illness and substance abuse. But guess what? I know that we need help, but there's a point in our lives and our journey that we want help. We want help, and the student will become ready so the teacher can appear. And when God knows and hears our heart, right? He hears our heart. The spiritual student become ready, and the spiritual teachers will continue to appear. So 35 years, one day at a time is secular time, right? But God's on sacred time. He's on sacred time. He's on sacred time. I want to thank my mama. I want to thank, where you at, mama? Where you at, mama? I want to thank my mama. I want to thank my mama for praying for me. I want to thank my mama for praying for me. You know that, uh, and these are tears of joy, right? But I want to thank my mama for praying for me, right? Um, um, uh, there was this song that my mama always asked to be played when she went to church, right? When I was in the world like that. And out of all her 6 children, 4 were addicted, but I happened to be the worst. And this is the one song that she will ask to be played. I was talking to a lady a few days ago, and these are the words she said. If you see my child somewhere as you journey here and there, tell him I'm waiting for my child to come home. I am waiting and waiting for my child to come. I'm waiting and waiting for my child to come. If you can't come home, would you please send me a letter? A letter would mean so much to me. Lord, my child may be somewhere on his sick bed. Lord, there's no one there to rub his aching head. Lord, my child may be somewhere in some lonely jail. Lord, there's no one there to post his bail. But listen, if I only knew what town my child was in, I'll be there on that early morning plane. And no matter what the crime, Lord, you know that child is mine. And I'm waiting for my child to come home. Mama, mama, I'm home, mama. I'm home, mama. I'm home, mama. I'm home, mama. I'm home. And you know what, y'all? God only knew who he was going to choose to not only take care of my mother, but 10 other people of my family that were dying from one thing or another, particularly on hospice, that God prepared me to take care of them. 3 at one time. My mother was one, my aunt was another, and my sister, who but God would have known that I was chosen for this task. And that's why I need y'all to join me tonight at my free 90-minute virtual presentation entitled Spiritual Principles Apply to All Earthly Matters. All earthly matters, all earthly matters, because my God is moving me to the next level. He's taken me one step up. Even as I fall and I stumble, he will always lead me in a forward position. And so I strive for perfection, but I accept that I won't ever be perfect, but I will be satisfied and pleased with making progress. All I want to do is to now be of service to my God. I was a hustler for the devil, but now I'm a hustler for Christ. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what, y'all? Obtaining my doctorate degree in biblical studies is not to preach or teach and all that. It's to learn more about the God who could do for me, who did for me that no other human being could do. I want to know about him. And as a result, these last few days, I've been listening to the animated version from Genesis all the way to Revelations, and more is being revealed. I have my love my my recovery Bible given to me by my dear mentor, Reverend Robert Daniels from Canaan Baptist Church. Lord, I listen. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy to be in the service of my God. I know him. I have a personal relationship with him. Why? Because at that moment, on February the 22nd of 1990, underneath that parked car, y'all, I couldn't go one more minute. I couldn't go one more second. And I screamed out, help me, please help me. Whoever they say you are, take me out or show me a better way. It was he who decided to keep me here just the way I am. And he expects me to be just who I am. He expects me to be transparent and authentic. And guess what? I enjoy being free from recovery. I have emerged empowered only to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. So, in closing, I just wanted to say Happy anniversary to me. My son, my son, my son, my son, my son, my son, Dr. Dwight Kenneth Dockery sent me my first shout out this morning, and he says, Humi, I love you. Humi, um, happy recovery anniversary. My daughter, soon to be Dr. Kenesha Edwina Dockery, right? Listen. I have a 7-page letter she wrote me back in 1992 that I want to share with you on my presentation tonight because the disease of alcoholism and mental illness has a ripple effect on our families. And my children, yes, they were affected by my disorder, right? But because of God and His promise, and the prayers of my mother, and the prayers of Abraham, and the prayers of Jesus, right, has helped me to embrace this journey called life that I know I can and am living my heaven here on earth. And so I got to get ready to go, y'all. I got to get ready to go to my fellowship at Canaan Baptist Church. No matter what the enemy is trying to tell me, no matter what the enemy has set up for me and my son will be joined this morning at Canaan Baptist Church as we celebrate our 35th year from co-occurring disorders right today. So I hope to see you tonight. If not, I hope to see just one person. Just one person. It doesn't matter. Just one person. So make sure you tune in at 6:30. I will be posting the link on my Facebook page. And I want to say to you all, thank you. Thank you. Because it's all for you and it's all for me, right? To say that no matter what problems we have gone through or will go through, there are 12 spiritual principles that can be used and applied to all earthly matters where we can enjoy our heaven here on earth. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But it applies to people too. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the person that I can, and the wisdom to know that that person is me. It's all about love. Dr. J. Macklin, Dr. J. Macklin, it's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. Oh, it's all about love. It's all about love. And I'm embracing the love my God has for me so that I can share it with you. I love you guys. And I got to go, right? Right? But if it's God's will that we are rejoined tomorrow, I'll be here. And I hope if it's His will, you be here too, right? So I just want to end by saying, I love you, you love me. We are one big family with a great big hug. Great big hug, a great big hug, a great big hug, a great big hug, and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Be blessed. Happy anniversary to us. 35 years, one day at a time, only by the grace of God. I love you, Lord. 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 I love you, Lord.